Hi there, my name is Zoe and I'm from the Resurva customer support team. Right now, I'm going to show you how to set up your Resurva account and get you accepting online bookings in under 20 minutes. So to show you the setup process, what I've done is created a fake company called Resurva Barber Co. And what you're looking at right now is the basic information of the company and what we'll need to set up the account. So we have the business name and their logo, we have the business hours. We know that there's 3 providers and that they offer the following 3 services: cut, shave, and cut and shave. We also know the length of time for each of those services. And finally, we've included the company's Facebook and Twitter information. So let's get started by logging on to www.resurva.com. On the Resurva homepage, I'm going to fill in the following details: my name, the company's name, my email, and then I'll create a password. Then I'm going to pick the name of my Resurva account. So while this will normally be the name of the business, it's important to remember that this will become your unique URL for your customers to access the online booking. It will also become the URL where I will log in as an admin. So once I'm done, I'll check off that I agree to the terms and conditions, then click on the green Create Your Account button. Shortly after, 2 things will happen. 1, I will receive a Welcome to Resurva email, and in this email it'll have all the details about my account. And 2, I will be redirected to the Resurva URL where I can log in and continue setting up the account. So I'm just going to type in my password that I created and then click on the blue Login button. So now it's going to redirect me to the setup page. So we'll start with step 1, which is set up your branding. What I'll need for this step is the company logo, the Twitter and Facebook account information, and the company tagline or slogan. I'll start off by uploading my logo, and then I'll put in my Twitter information and check off that users are allowed to share that they made a booking on their Twitter. Now I'm going to click the question mark to show which types of Facebook URL I can put in, and then I'll enter in my Facebook account information. Then I'm also going to check off that people can share that they've made a booking to their Facebook account. And finally, I'll put in my company tagline, which is making bookings better. So I'll scroll down to the bottom, and then I'll click on the blue Save button, and it'll save everything for me, everything that I just uploaded. And then I'll click Schedule at the top of the page, and it'll take me back to the step-by-step process, and we'll move on to the next step, which is complete your general settings. To complete the general settings, I'll need my business address and phone number, the first day customers can book an appointment, and the minimum booking length of my services. I'll start off by entering my phone number and my business address. Not only will the address show up at the top of the booking form, but if a customer were to click on it, they would actually be directed to a Google Maps where they can find directions or just get a better idea of where the business is located. So I'm just going to put in my province, and then I'll type in my postal code here. And then I'm going to move on to the next section, which is the first booking date. All this is just the first day that customers are allowed to book appointments. What I'm going to do next is choose a last booking date. So this will be a date that customers can only book appointments to. What I'll do is pick a variable date of 30 days, which means customers can only book appointments 30 days in advance. So now I'll scroll down and select my minimum booking length, which is 30 minutes, and then I'll scroll down to the bottom again and click on the blue Save button. Then I'm going to click Schedule at the top of the page, and we'll move on to our next step, which is set up your general hours. So all I will need for this step is just the days and the times that the business is open. This is pretty simple. All I have to do is toggle from close to open and then select my start time and my end time. So I'm going to continue putting in the start and end times for all the days that we're open. So you can either watch while I do this, or you can skip ahead, and what I'll do is I'll just put a text box up on the screen for when I start talking again. So I'm going to move on to the last day now that I'm open, which is Saturday, and I'll put in the start and end times. And then I'm going to check off disabled days marked as closed. What this means is that in the calendar and the booking form, all days that are closed will be grayed out. So finally, I'll click the blue Save button on the bottom of the page, and then I'll click Schedule at the top of the page, and we'll move on to our next step, which is adding your services. What I'll need for this step is the names and length of time for each of my services. So we have 3 services to put in. We have cut, which is 30 minutes, shave, which is an hour, and cut and shave, which is an hour and a half. We'll start off by clicking the green Add New button, and then I'll put in the name of the service and choose the length of time that it is, so it's 30 minutes. Then I'm going to click on the blue Save button, and we're all done. So while I'm setting up the other services, you may notice a few extra areas I didn't fill out. These are optional and don't need to be set up at the beginning. One of these items is cost, which is the price of the service and would be seen on the booking form beside the service name. It'll also be useful for you in the analytics when you're pulling daily sales or weekly sales or monthly sales. The other item is padding time, which allows you to add extra buffer time to help you transition from client to client. Note that you will only see the buffer as an admin, and your customer won't know that there's extra time added to the service. So now that I'm all done, I'll hit Schedule at the top of the page, and we'll move on to our next step. Step 5. Adding your service providers. To add my providers, what I'll need for this step is my provider's name and an image for them. I'll need the hours and the days that the provider works, and I'll need to know what services the provider offers. So we'll start off by clicking on that green Add New button. Then we'll enter in the name of the provider. And then what we'll do is I just like to check the status to make sure that it says active. Then we'll move on to activate the services, and this provider gets all 3, so we'll hit the blue Save button. And then we'll go on to availability, and then what I'm going to do is just check off the days that I know that they're working. So you'll see that automatically the times will appear on the side here. And so I'll just scroll down and make sure that I enter in the Friday and the Saturday, and then hit the blue Save button. And then what I'm going to do is give them an image. So this will show up on the booking form right beside their name when people go to select. So hit the blue Save button again. And I'm all done for that provider, and we'll move on to the next one by hitting on providers at the top. So you can either continue watching while I set these up, or you can go ahead and just skip to the next step. I'll put a text box up to let you know when we're ready to go. So you may have providers that don't necessarily work all the hours that your business is open, which is not a problem. All you have to do is just check off the days that they work, and if they work at different hours, just manually select the end time or the start time, whichever it is, and then just hit the blue Save button at the bottom when you're done. So we're going to give this provider, Neil, an image. So let's go in there and upload his photo, and we'll hit the blue Save button. And now we are done setting up all of our providers. and we just click schedule at the top of the page, and we've completely set up our online system. And there you go, and that's what the schedule page looks like. Now that we're all set up, let's create some bookings on the schedule page as an admin. To create a booking, click on a time block, then select a service and type in the customer's name. So our customer's name is Mark Hardy, and then we'll enter in their phone number, and then we'll enter in their email address. Then we'll click on the blue Create button. And just like that, you've created a booking. So to cancel it, we'll click back on it, and then we'll click on the red Cancel button. So you have three options here. You can either cancel and email the client, you can just cancel, or don't cancel at all. Once you've done playing around with creating some fake bookings, what you can do is just turn your account from offline to online. Click on the red Off button and then click On. And now your booking form is online and available to accept bookings. If you want to see what it looks like as a customer, click Log Out at the bottom of the screen. And there you go. That's what the booking form looks like. So you can either copy and paste this link to your website, or if you're no longer on the trial version, you can actually embed this booking form into your website. Got questions? Visit us at www.resurva.com. Or you can email us at support@resurva.com. And you can also tweet or call us too. Thanks for watching and have a great day.